Good day, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is for you. For me, it is the morning. We're watching the CCL Week 3. It is a 2v2v2v2. So it's 4 teams of 2. We have in the left corner here, we have VolcanLoup playing as the Mongols. They're playing on Karsts. We have Mr Meezeek playing as the Way. That's his teammate. Above them, we have Ryan P and SammyDiamonds. They are playing as the Khmer and the Celts. So basically, this is Regicide. So if you lose your king, you die. It is a team game, so it's a couple little points here. First place is going to get 6 points. Second place gets 4. Third gets 2, and last gets 1 for playing. But you do get a point for every king that your team kills, and you can get a point for every placement above players who are ranked above you right now. So I can look at that ranking in a second here. Let me get through the cast. We have OleCrookedWoody, and they're playing with Shadow. So here's Woody here in the orange, and then Shadow playing in the gray. Very appropriate for both of them. And then we're gonna have in the bottom corner here, the southern tip of Karsts. We're gonna have, I just like saying Karsts. I don't know why I can't say it. Karsts. There's so many S's. It's STS. It's like a sibilant nightmare. We have Shang playing as the Chinese, and their teammate is Rooftop, who is playing as the Italians. So Rooftop stepped in because I believe it was Old Peanuts was supposed to be playing, and then wasn't able to last minute, so Rooftop stepped in to play for them. Now, some players like to explore with their king a lot. I notice Meezeek and Volcan like to do a lot of exploring. Sammy's doing a lot of exploring. It's a pretty big map, so it is like kind of nice, I guess, to be able to do that without too much of a risk. But you do run the risk of, running into an enemy player here. And these guys are on the same team, so it's okay. Now he's going to garrison this king, it looks like. But I want to pay attention to who kills whose king, because I have to award points for that in the CCL here. Now, Karsts is a cool map. I picked Karsts as the map, not because I just like saying it, but because all the extra stone and gold is in these little crevices here, these little cliff crevices. There's also like extra hunt on the map. I'm gonna take the Fog of War off. There's extra hunt on the map, which is kind of cool. This is how much. That's interesting. I can't click it anymore because there's like a building there. These are 280 food each, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 of them, so that's like 2,500 food roughly, which is really nice for like getting up to Castle Age. I think most players are going to do exactly what Volcan's doing, which is just put a mill on them early. Just kind of helps you with your Castle Age timing. Also, starting with the castle would make you think most players are going to try to get up to Castle Age and make unique units. So having a civ that can do good unique units would be nice. There were civ bans, so like Spanish were banned, Bohemians, Romans. Like there was a handful of civ bans. I did 5 that I picked based on like kind of feedback from everyone, and then 5 randomly. Like I just had like a random generator pick them. So. Adds a little variety. You can't just pick the same civ every time. And walling up back here for OleCrookedWoody. Woody's playing as the Ethiopians. I'm not sure if I said that. Woody's as the Ethiopians. Shadow is as the Mongols. So we have 2 Mongols out there. And Shang is up. And Shang is deciding to farm early. I don't know if did they go to... They did not. They didn't really go to the hunt at all. There is a lot of hunt on this map. There's also some bears you have to be careful. The hunt's in this bottom corner for them. It's interesting. Everyone kind of gets a corner, but some of them are sort of contested. Like this is Volcan and Meezeek get this back corner here. Ryan and Sammy get like the north corner. Woody and Shadow get the right corner. Yeah, so everyone kind of gets a corner with their teammate, more or less. Some of them can be like kind of contested, like nah, not really. Everyone kind of gets their own one. It's kind of pretty nice. This is the 6-person map as well. know why Vulcan's scout is hurting. If you go underneath castles when you're scouting, you can't see the castle until they shoot you. So he probably just went underneath the castle. But Shang is making some military. They have a barracks up. They're going for stone walls. You know, there's a couple strategies in a game like this. You can be aggressive, right? Meezeek ungarrisoned their king. And then re-garrisoned their king. I wonder what that was about. You can be aggressive and go for king kills. You know, getting a king kill is huge because you're taking one player out of the game. And it's really tough, obviously, to win as a team of one. Or you can be a bit more defensive and just hope the other teams fight. Or you can do a mix of both. You know, lots of ways to play the game. Right now, most players look like they're shooting for a fast castle. We're at the 10-minute mark. You can hit feudal age in my tests around like, you can click up in like the 4 to 5 minute range. And then you can hit castle age like maybe like 11, 12 minutes maybe, something like that. So timing-wise can be very good. Ryan P with a lot of farming. Yeah, so some players are not going for the hunt. I don't know how much everyone practiced this. I think most players practiced a little bit. You know, at least to get familiar with the map. But not everyone going for the hunt is kind of interesting because I think the hunt is a huge bonus. You could, in theory, go for it later. Like, you could, in theory, go for it, like, when you have your second town center, build your second town center near it. That would be possible. And Volcan is making some Mangudai. A lot of players are choosing, like, very mobile units on maps like this. I'm not, like, the biggest fan. Like, I don't think it's necessary because it's a 6-person map with 8 players on it. So I think the mobility is a little bit overrated. And I know we have Castle Age coming in for everyone right around 12 minutes or so. Volcan and Meezeek both in Castle. Meezeek adding a second town center. Volcan adding a second town center. Which I think is a good play. You know, adding the extra town centers on this map. You have the castle to protect you. I did play a game on this. I was in the other lobby. This was Woody's lobby. Woody's been really helping me out with this whole CCL. He's been doing a really good job helping keep things organized and hosting games and casting and all that. His stream wasn't working though. I don't know. It's a Woody internet thing. But I like casting this anyway. Like, this is the next day. I get a fresh brain. I casted the 3rd game after I played my game, and it's so hard. Like, my brain was so fried after playing for, you know, an hour and a half. Because it's different. It's like when you play a competitive league like this, like, you know, I'm thinking about it all week. I'm strategizing. I'm practicing. And then, you know, I get into the game and I'm just like, I'm so hyper-focused. Like, I don't want to screw up my plan. You know, I want to spend a whole week practicing and thinking about it just to be disappointed. And Ryan is getting targeted by the Volcan Meezeek combo. And these guys are in, baby. Tiger Cav are tough. Tiger Cav out of the castle are insane units. Look at the stats on the Tiger Cav. So 4 pierce armor on the Tiger Cav. My understanding is, because they have the other one, the Haewongs. So the Haewongs are better against melee, and Tiger Cav are better against pierce. So Tiger Cav going up against castles is like, or fighting around castles is way better. And Ryan's in trouble over here. I've been on the receiving side of this. Ooh, Volcan though, he made a little mistake there. Lost one of his Mangudai. But yeah, I've been on the receiving side of this Volcan push multiple times, and it just feels like you're doing okay, and then all of a sudden you're like down 10 villagers, and you're like, my bad. Because he just stands there with like these archer units. Yeah, these Tiger Cav very tanky, running around. Check it out. Shadow's going for an extra TC. We have Woody going for an extra TC on the wood line. I like the TCs on the gold. Like, there's 350 in each of these piles, so like, it's nice to just be kind of near it, I guess. And you can just build a mining camp, but 3 TCs for Sammy over here. 4 TCs for Rooftop. You should call him Boom Top. Alright, that's a bad joke. Edit that out, please. Thanks. I'm the editor. Green is marking over here. So the way that this worked is everyone was in their own party chat, but they were in like a chat together early on. And, you know, there's a little bit of scheming and stuff allowed, so you can kind of allow a little bit of talking. So Volcan ungarrison and garrison. I think this is happening by accident. I think because it's in the castle and the units are coming out of the castle. So I think he's garrisoning his units in the castle when they're being made, and then he ungarrisons them and puts the king back in, which is fine. But it definitely leaves like a little bit of room for screwing up. I don't know what's going on with Sammy over here. Okay, he's trying to react. So they went for Ryan, and now they're going for Sammy. Ryan has 1 battle elephant. Interesting things happen for battle elephants, not ballistas. I think ballistas would do better against, like, when you're walled up just on defense. Like, just have ballistas to shoot over the walls, maybe. But I think the range on the ballistas isn't that good. And a second castle going up for Sammy. So Sam's going to be tough to push here with that castle. But the Mangudai and the Tiger Cav will get in if they want to. And they're going to move somewhere else. Villager versus Bear down here from Shang. And Shang is on 4 TCs too, so a lot of players are just like super booming. You know, 4 TCs without any attacking. I think a mixture of attacking and booming is the way, but it's tricky. Shadow going for a TC in the back. I like this TC a lot. It's on some hunt, and it's on all these little piles here. You probably do want to put like a mining camp here, a mining camp over here, and make it a little more efficient later on. And no one's really attacking Volcan or Meezeek. Volcan and Meezeek are doing all the attacking right now. Woody has some units. Woody has some show tells. Let's see. Yeah, Woody has some show tells that are going out. And ooh, Shadow has a big hole here. I don't know if he knows about that. And, I mean, Volcan and Meezeek, they've been kind of patrolling around. Haven't done a ton of damage. Volcan does have a pretty good economy, or Meezeek has a pretty good economy behind all this. So does Volcan. We're talking 4 TCs for each one of them, while they have units on the field harassing. So that's high-level stuff. It's tough to do that. Now, these show tells are tough units. They're fast, they do a ton of damage, but they don't have a lot of HP. They don't have any armor, I don't think. Shadow going for his 4th TC. So the wood lines here, they can be a little tricky. Sometimes you don't get as much wood around your base as you would like. This is a 6-player map, so the wood actually runs out a little earlier on a 6-player map than it does on other maps. So something to look out for kind of late game, just to see what happens. And they're still trying to get, this is where I think the ballistas will do really well. And Ryan is being very cavalier with this attack. I mean, he's added some town centers, but again, the Tiger Cav can kind of run under a town center without a lot of fear. I think he needs some kind of range unit. He has the Khmer, he could go Scorpions, he has the castle for the ballistas. He has ballistas coming out now. So ballistas have 5 range, whereas the Mangudai have 4 plus 2 range. And the ballistas, I think they can only get more range from the university. And yeah, if he had the ballistas masked up here, these guys never could get in. But I think without the ballistas masked up, it's an issue. Yeah, I would have liked to see him have ballistas maybe like 5 minutes earlier when he wasn't being attacked. You want to be prepared for when you get attacked, you know? You don't want to prepare to be attacked while you're being attacked. That's my humble opinion here. Any other armies out there? Shadow has 10 Cav archers. They're sitting in his base. Rooftop has 12 archers. They're sitting in his base. So, not a whole lot. We have a bear attacking a villager. Yeah, this is the only real fight happening right now. Which I like, you know. Thank you, Volcan and Meezeek, for bringing the pain here. And now these guys are in, and Ryan's got a lot to deal with. And these Tiger Cav, they're so tanky. They're 4+2 Pierce armor. And they have 115 health, and I don't even know that's with bloodlines or not. That might be, it might just be how it is. That's a lot of pressure on Ryan. Now, Ryan's teammate is Sammy back here, and Sammy probably needs to figure out a way to help. He's going for elite skirmishers, which should be good against the Mangudai, but they'll be terrible against the Tiger Cav. So they're going to need a solution for both of them. Now, elephants on this map. Oh, and we have a forward castle from Meezeek. Now, if Volcan was being attacked on the other side from Rooftop, this would change things. That would change a lot of things. But Rooftop is just opting for the super boom. Has some Genoese, has arbalests. Okay, Rooftop can go attack, and I would say do it. You know, I think you want to do like what Meezeek and Volcan are doing. I think is perfect because they can pivot. If they're getting attacked, they can pivot and play defense. But they're just like probing. And their economy is not, like, honestly, their economy is better than everyone else's economy. Besides Rooftop. Rooftop is the only one with, like, a super boom already. It's at 150 vils. And the king's inside of the castle here. I think we're going to see some Trebs coming out onto that castle. More Tiger Cav. I think we want to see Trebs, though. The army is there. If they can get some Trebs going and get this base worked out, that'll do hard work. Rooftop looks like they're aware of the Volcan situation on the side here, and they want to at least be prepared for when Volcan either comes attacks him or to go attack Volcan. But Rooftop's at 100. I was saying the pop before. That's my bad. It's at 139 villagers, so he should be thinking about some attacks. And Arbalest has got bombard cannons coming out. So I think we might see Rooftop pushing on the back of Volcan, which could be really nice. Because Volcan's going to have to abandon his push. Ah, because there's no Trebs because of the way. So they got traction Trebs. And I think, do they have traction Treb bonus? I think they do, right? Yeah, they cost less. They cost less. Traction Trebs, oh, Ryan is running the king. The king is leading the procession. And we have a castle going up for Sammy. And yeah, Ryan knows. Okay, he didn't run all of his vills. He left enough there to make Meezeek and Volcan think that, like, he's good. And Volcan has to deal with this from Rooftop. And Rooftop definitely can make a play here. With the Arbalests. Arbalests are going to beat almost anything in the game. The Genoese crossbow are going to just shred any kind of cavalry that come their way. He is standing underneath a freshly built castle, though, so it needs to move. So, like, yeah, like he just needs to move because he's underneath the castle. You don't want to do that. And I don't know if that's how long can this castle hold on. It cannot. The castle's dead. This is a really good push from Rooftop, and that's that fight coming in there. And Ryan's king is here, I think. No, I don't know what Ryan's king is. I don't know where Ryan's king went. He ran over here. Oh, he's in here. Both the kings are in here. Now, Sammy had a lot of time to prepare for this, so they're only at 94 vills. They didn't get the 4 TCs going like some of the other players. Volcan's play is over there, and Volcan is getting pushed on this side by Rooftop. And Volcan's king is up in this castle, so for now he's safe, but it's only, you know, 1 or 2 castles away. This is a Rooftop castle going forward. Volcan's coming back to deal with this. Or no, this is Meezeek coming back to deal with this. Meezeek's going straight for the bombers, but he's going to be fighting underneath castles with Genoese crossbow. Genoese crossbow do crazy bonus damage. They do crazy bonus damage. Yeah, I mean, they just shredded. Then on this side, Woody is getting in on the action. Woody's getting on the action over there. Shadow is still kind of just massing up, biding their time. Shadow's at 120 vills. Does have a couple, 3 trebs out there and cav heavy cav archer actually. Now Woody could sneak in for a king snipe if he really wants to. He's an imp as well. And Volcan had to go back to his base, so both kings are in this castle. If Woody makes a play, Volcan and Meezeek are dealing with this from Rooftop here. The Rooftop teammate is Shang. Shang is kind of just taking map control right now. Shang has some Chukanu's garrisoned over here. Like, Shang's not really offensively doing anything, and neither is Shadow. So Shang and Shadow might get involved at some point. We'll see. We'll see if their impact will be felt. And Trebs from Volcan trying to push back. But we have Bombards and Trebs from Rooftop. Rooftop is in a really good position. But he's about to feel the wrath of Meezeek. Because these traction Trebs... The traction Trebs are going to get absolutely wrecked by these Bombards. And there's just not enough traction Trebs. Traction Trebs can do decent against units, though. Like, yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to shoot it right into them. Meezeek and Volcan should clear this army up. And the Mangudai just wrecked. Mangudai, I'm pretty sure, have a siege bonus. I could be wrong about that. And they cleared this up. That's a good clear. That's a really good clear. And Rooftop, I think Rooftop's gonna need some help from Shang. But Rooftop really bailed out Ryan P and Sammy over here. Now Sammy's pushing into Woody. Shadow's moving out his army. He's been just booming in the back, 136 vills. Hasn't really had to do much offensively. But now that his teammate's getting attacked, he's gonna have to do something. There was 3 castles here. They're all going down. Dude, Rooftop, he picked the wrong fight, I feel like he picked the wrong fight, because now he's feeling the full wrath. I thought maybe only Volcan would come back, but Volcan and Meezeek coming back over here is pretty solid. And they did so much damage to Ryan and, you know, somewhat to Sammy, like being involved there. And we have bomber cannons from Woody. Shadow's army is still grouping up. Shadow's going into Woody's base to try to push Sammy on this side. And Ryan's getting the boom back. Listen, I've seen Ryan reboom a million times. I know he can reboom without question. If he's left alone, he's gonna have, you know, 100 plus vills in 10 minutes. But holy raid from Volcan and Meezeek. Volcan and Meezeek are not messing around. They are not messing around. And Shang's here too with Chukanus. Chukanus are really, really good. Jukinus also can do, I think, a little bonus damage on siege, if I'm not mistaken. I think the extra arrow does like a bonus damage, something like that. Something crazy like that. I mean, can they hold this though? TC down. We had a castle go down. There was 3 castles out here that went down. This is Trebs and Traction Trebs, so you're getting a lot of siege damage. And as long as the Tiger Cav are in front, well, the Tiger Cav numbers are dwindling. I mean, Volcan and Meezeek, they're definitely, like, they're pushing into this. They're doing a lot of damage. Took out all these buildings here. The siege is so tough. Trebs and Traction Trebs. Meanwhile, Woody is taking advantage of Woody and Shadow. They're taking advantage of the weaker Sammy and Ryan. Shadow opting for Hussars. I like the Hussar play from Shadow. He's playing as the Mongols. Hussar can get in there. They're gonna kill these Scorps. And both kings are inside this castle. We have Trebs moving in. We have a ram there. The ram is down. This castle's at 1100 health. This castle's going down. This castle's going down. The castle's down. Kings are out. The kings are running. The kings are dead. The kings are dead. Shadow killed the king, and Woody killed the king. Hang on, I gotta pause. I gotta write that down. I need to write that down. I apologize. I need to know. Shadow killed the king and Woody killed the king. Hold on. So Shadow and Woody are gonna get 2 points for that. And Ryan and Sammy are gonna get last place with no king kills. Good on them. Okay, and we're back. Oh, wait. Ryan's king is not dead. Ryan's king got out of there. Hold on. I have to update my spreadsheet. It's exciting times. And technically, Ryan and Sammy didn't lose yet. Okay, all right. I got ahead of myself. I thought they got both kings. They only got the one. But Sammy's out, though. And Rooftop is in trouble. Where's Rooftop's king? Rooftop's king is back here in this castle. And this is Shang's king. Shang's king's in the back corner, has a couple walls around him, pretty safe. Rooftop's king, not so much. And Ryan's king is in this castle. Ryan has no teammate now. Still is pressing on, though. I mean, Volcan and Meezeek, I think that they are in a really good position. And now we got the siege rams from Volcan. And there's just not the production from Shang and Rooftop. Rooftop got pushed so far back, lost all of his production buildings. Like, just lost so many production buildings, so just really can't make the units. Like, even if they have the resources. And now everyone's going for this king. This is Shadow and Woody. And Ryan tried to run his king, and his king is dead. King died in mysterious circumstances. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna give it to Shadow and Woody because they're the only team there. Alright. Mysterious circumstances. Alright, Shadow and Woody get it. Maybe he deleted it by accident or on purpose, I don't know. But listen, if you're playing a Regicide, let the guys kill your king, okay? It's a satisfaction. It's all about the satisfaction. So, Ryan and Sammy are out. They're the first team out. Volcan, so you can research treason, and I'll tell you where the king is. So that's why Volcan's going over here. And these siege rams are going everywhere. The king's on the run. The king is on the run. Where's he gonna go? He's gonna go to one of these back castles. The king is on the move. Dude, running your king is so satisfying. It's so scared, so vulnerable out there. They are fast as anything. And there's a wall of castles. At this point, you're just hoping that maybe someone is attacking the other team, or the other team's gonna get attacked, but it looks like Shadow and Woody, they're kind of regrouping in the middle here. They know that as soon as Shang and Rooftop go, they're next. King's still in this back castle, but the siege is not far away. The units are not far away. Shadow's coming in. Shadow's trying to get a king snipe. Shadow wants the king snipe. Shadow's Hussar are meeting a bunch of halbs. They are doing some raids on Shang. Kicking a man while he's down. But you saw what happened when Rooftop attacked Volcan. Volcan just turned on him, so you know, you can't necessarily go for the Volcan team. Volcan just researched treason, so he knows where the kings are. Now he's regrouping a little bit. And Yellow King is on the move. Oh, Shadow got him from the top here. He got the castle. Yellow's king has gone into this town center. And this town center has a couple of castles around it. Shadow wanted to get into that king snipe. Maybe could have, he took out these walls first. Maybe he could have got through and then killed it. I don't know. Had some units there waiting. Look, when you take down the building, you have to have units around the building to kill the king right away. And it's best if you have like cav archers. Cav archers are the best units in Regicide because they can just kill the king as soon as they come out. Whereas like even if you have Tiger Cav that are faster, you're chasing them around. And we have some trade going on between Volcan as well. Volcan and Meezeek are really big on the trade. They're big trade guys. This king is super vulnerable in this town center. And he's out, he's running, he's going into the castle, figures the castle's safer than the town center. And Woody is here as well. I think everyone's just hoping for a king snipe. Everyone is just biding their time, hoping that they can be the one that kills the king. Shang is walling this up though. We have Rooftop's king and Shang's king. Shang's in the castle, Rooftop's in the TC. Shadow's trying to come in. He's got a bunch of Hussar coming in. Woody's coming in. I don't know if they've researched treason. They don't look like they know where they're going. Red's running out. Red's king is running out. They're both in the town center now. They're both trying to run. They're trying to run. Where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go? I mean, they're parting the seas. They're like Moses out here. There's no units around them. Uh-oh. The Tiger Cav is in. Rooftop dead. That was from Volcan. Look how fast these kings are, man. They just juke. The Tiger Cav are faster, but they just can't like catch up to get a hit. Tiger Cav almost there. It's gonna be Volcan's team gets the kill, and they got it. Great game from Rooftop and Shang. They gave it their all. I'm gonna put that in my spreadsheet. I'll keep the game going. Volcan and Meezeek got a kill. We have Shang and Rooftop getting second to last. And now it's just going to be Woody and Shadow versus Volcan and Meezeek. Shadow's king is here. Woody's king is... Where's Woody's king? Is in this tower. The keep. Interesting. Opting not for the castle, but for the keep. And then both Volcan and Meezeek are in these two castles back here, and they're deep in their base. Now you can build a wonder, and this is a situation where I would just immediately build a wonder. Like if I have the resources, let's see, do they have... Sammy did. Meezeek does not. Volcan does. Like Volcan could build a wonder right now and just win the game. Shadow could probably buy for a wonder. Because you're gonna have this meat grinder in the middle for a little bit, right? Like that's a guarantee. Like just go all the way to the back, build a oh, that's a perfect, oh dude, that's a perfect spot for a wonder, actually. Stonewall this. Get some more stone walls around it. These players, they don't think about wonders. I don't know why. Like I know like, you know, these guys play a lot of customs without wonders, they play a lot of ranked games without wonders, but like a wonder victory is a victory. Now in a wonder victory, I couldn't give them the king snipe, the king kill, because you didn't kill their king. Like the other team's still alive, you won the game, but you didn't kill their king. Like if you kill their military and they quit, you got the king snipe. That makes sense, you know? Yeah, these guys really should be building a wonder right now. I'm gonna deduct 5 points each for no wonder building. I kid, but really, for real. And the Tiger Cav versus, and the Mangudai versus Mangudai and heavy camel riders. I kind of like heavy camel riders a little bit. I don't know if Ethiopians have particularly good heavy camel riders. I don't know if they get anything. They're missing bloodlines, so that's kind of bad. They're missing the last armor upgrades. That's pretty bad. But they still do bonus damage. And it looks like we have some Tiger Cav trying to kind of like raid, probably just like for vision and to see if there's a path to get there. Yeah, I like the heavy camels. I just don't love them from the Ethiopians. But I think the SO from Shadow could do really well. And Arbalest could do really well. Let's see what happens. I think the big difference is going to be trade. Look how much trade Volcan and Meezeek have going on. And I don't think these guys have any trade. They're setting it up now. But in my experience, if you wait too long to set it up, you kind of get fall behind a little bit. So the question is, can, you know, when gold runs out, will trash units be good enough for Shadow and Woody? And I'm gonna say probably not. Not if these guys are making Tiger Cav and Mangudai. Again, another reason to build a wonder. Like, you force them to fight you in places where they don't want to fight you. You force them into the meat grinder. You know, when you build a wonder, you can make halberdier. You can make skirmishers, because they have to run at you. You know, like, they have to fight you. And I've never seen a better wonder spot than this back corner here in my entire life. In my entire AoE 2 experience, that's the best wonder spot I've ever seen. And that's saying something. Now, Woody and Shadow, so they are the second lowest ranked team in this lobby. And so they're going to get, you know, either first or second place. So they're going to get an extra 2 or 3 points for that. So that's pretty nice for them. And they got two King Snipes, too. So, like, even if they get second place, like, they still played really well. And at least 4 points for second place, so 4 or 6 points. I don't see. Look at all these castles. Look at the mini-map. Look at how many castles you have to go through. Like, if you had to get through all these castles, I mean, it's doable. But the trade is huge, though. Anyone who's playing this game, a team game, especially like a game like this with the twos, this is how you set trade up. I mean, you don't necessarily have them stand next to your market, but going from one corner to the other corner in a straight line is pretty sick. And Woody doesn't have a lot of army. He has just some Halb and some SO. Has some Shotel coming out. Shadow's got Elite Mangudai and Hussar, and some heavy Cav archers too. Not sure what other units he could really mix in there. I think they need bombard cannon, which I think only Woody can make. I don't know if Mongols get bombard cannon. I guess I could look, in theory. No bombard cannon. So Woody would have to make the bombard cannons. And he has Siege Onager instead, which is still a good unit. But I think you need more of a meat shield. Like Siege Onager and Halberdier isn't bad, or Siege Onager and Hussar wouldn't be bad. But I think with the traction trebs and the SO that they have, I think you want bomber cannon would be ideal. Would be the ideal unit in that situation instead of the SO. Because with SO you're basically trading. You know, it's like I can get a shot, you can get a shot, that's it. But with bombard cannon, you can you know, maybe do a little better. And Ethiopians have better bombard cannons, don't they? This is the tech that I'm aware of. Yeah, torsion engine, siege units, blast radius increased. So I guess that would work for SO as well. So the SO should just be able to kind of like, you know, tank shots, or take shots and tank shot. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. More coffee, right? This is only game 1, so I'm gonna cast this game and then one more. Then the third one, there was a restore, so I won't be able to cast that. I do have a VOD of me watching it with other people, which I might just put up just for fun. Could be kind of cool. It has like all the voices. It has all the voices of the other guys talking. But I'm curious if anyone, whoever's watching this, put it in the comments. Let me know if it's better to just do these in like one full game, or if it's better to do them in separate games. Because I could just do this and then back to back, but they're so long that I don't want to make like 3-hour videos. Like I'd rather have separate videos. Watch what you want to watch. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I convinced myself. And Shadow and Woody pushing this back a little bit. The SO coming out for Woody. Camels, Halbs, SO. But just getting flattened though. Yeah, I mean Volcan, he's just able to micro his SO a little bit better than anyone. Well, let's look at the APM at the end here. I think you'll see you'll see how fast Volcan is. And so yeah, bit of a meat grinder here. Definitely need more siege, I think, as well, because these are, I don't even know who's like what's fighting here. So these are siege workshops, but you're killing siege workshop with Mangudai and Cav archers. Like there's a better use. Yeah, there's a better use for your army. And then the elite Tiger Cav are coming in. Look at these towers. Look at these keeps. How many keeps are on the screen? We have 19 keeps on the screen here from Woody. Woody's king is still in this tower here. So I think if you're gonna keep your king in a tower, you should also put like a villager in other towers so that they can't snipe you as easily. And we have a little conversion. It's weird. Shadow pushing this back pretty good though. Woody getting pushed here, but Woody has the towers and has you know, some units here. But Volcan and Meezeek also kind of creeping castles forward. They can. I'm gonna turn on market events here. Where's market events? Oh, and they called it. I mean, I think it was inevitable. It wasn't over yet, but I think it was inevitable. This is why you build a wonder. Dude, build a wonder. Make them kill you. Like, they could have held this easily for, like... A wonder takes 300 years, I think. They could have held that for a solid, you know, 200 years. Just in that fight, right? And then, like, you force them to push you. Yeah, I really want to see more wonders out there. Hold on, so I'm gonna give the win. So Shadow and Woody are gonna get 4 points for their placement. Meezeek and Volcan are gonna get 6. They're also gonna get 2 more king kills. So they're gonna have 4 king kills total. So Volcan and Meezeek are gonna get 10 points for that. They got first place, but they were the first ranked team. Let's see. Shadow and Woody were, let's see, they beat one team above them, so they're going to get 1 placement point for that. And Shang and Rooftop get 1 placement point because they beat Ryan P and SammyDiamonds. They were the first ones out. And Meezeek and Volcan get nothing. So what's pretty cool about the placement points, in my opinion, is I did like the rankings, and so far it's only been like, it's been pretty accurate actually, which I think is cool for showing that like the rankings kind of making sense. Because I'm doing the rankings based on CCL and on ELO. Let's see. Military 1,200 killed from Volcan. Woody with 500 kills. Shadow with 500 kills. Not bad, not bad. Eco trade profit is the big thing though. 31,000 and 14,000 versus less than 1,000. And Volcan had all the relics. Huh, who set this lobby up? Volcan. Because when you have all the relics, it should start a relic countdown, and it didn't. So someone set the lobby up wrong. Volcan. We'll figure that one out. I don't know. Or did Woody set it? No, Volcan said he set it up. So I think we need to make sure that Woody sets it up, because Woody would have set it up right. Volcan. APM. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about with this Volcan APM, man. This guy's just so freaking good. 37 APM. Ryan uses auto eco, so that's why his like eco APM, like who really cares? I don't think it really is that important. But military APM is like actually controlling units and doing stuff. So pretty darn good. All right, GG's. I'll get to the next game. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and do all that fun YouTube stuff. See ya.